security, protection, comfort, peace, love. I felt all of those things overwhelm me as he wrapped his arms around me, pulling me close to him. We stayed there for a long time, unmoving. I felt his heartbeat and heard his soft breathing near my ear, something I'd missed greatly in the last weeks. In that moment, I thought through the last years and all the experiences we'd shared. Experience that helped me grow, brought great pain, or turned into lifelong memories. He was there for it all. For as long as I could remember, he was there. When everything was crashing down around me, he was there with a shoulder to cry on. When I achieved my goals or progressed in my dreams, he was there cheering me on by the sidelines. When I made mistakes that I thought nobody, especially him, could forgive me for, he was there to pray with me and guide me back to the Lord. Through everything, he was there. Even in my youth, we were best friends, and he was somebody who I couldn't imagine living without. As a teenager, he spent hours helping me study, taking time out of his busy schedule to take me on dates and make sure I had time to do what I loved to do. We went to great lengths to see me smile and laugh. And he told me I was beautiful, his eyes sparkling and welling with tears as he thanked God I was his. When he told me he loved me, it was different. From this man, I knew what true love was meant to be. It was more than fairy tales, books, or movies could ever come close to capturing. No, this was a love centered on God and his desire to draw me closer to God, the ultimate protector, caretaker, and lover. When he told me he loved me, this was the love I felt. It didn't compare to the love promised to me previously in life, the love where a man desired to protect and care for me himself. This man told me that love would always fail, and no man could promise that kind of care. This man aspired to lead me to God because he knew that God was the only one who could provide for me sufficiently in every way possible. He cared so deeply for me that he wanted me to have a personal relationship with the one who could provide for me in ways this man only wanted for me. He truly loved me, and I truly loved him. That last summer after graduation, we spent days together talking about any topic, no matter how grand or insignificant. We spent them laughing about the most random of things. I listened to every word he said diligently, and I took it all to heart because I was fully aware of what was to come. I knew one day soon I would go weeks or months at a time without laughing at his jokes, seeing his smile, or simply just being with him. And then that day came. His goodbye was one I will never forget. He told me he would see me soon, and he said he loved me. He loved me. He didn't need to explain. I could see it in his eyes welling with tears, the pain but also great comfort in what he was really saying. I am trusting God to protect you while I am not with you. And with that, he was gone. Those first few weeks were the hardest of my life. I knew I shouldn't talk to him every day because it would make me miss him too much, miss the way he held me, the way he laughed with me, and the way I just felt loved being with him. I knew if I turned on the TV and watched our show, I would just cry thinking of him. I knew if something went wrong throughout my day, I couldn't call him to ask for a hug, and yet I knew it would be okay because he had loved me with a love centered on God. Since this love rested and focused on Christ's affection for me instead of his own affection for me, I knew no distance between him and me would leave me weak or truly alone. Because his love for me drove me to the care of God, I knew that I could never be undesired or unprotected. So when I did feel those things, I would pray for God to remind me of what I knew to be true and just was forgetting because my physical reminder, the man I loved, was not with me. As a direct result from this, my prayer life grew stronger and my ultimate dependence on God strengthened. God used this man's love to teach me to depend on him more, and it deepened my love for him, this man, because I was reminded that it was him who God used to draw me to himself. It was him who God used to show me what it meant to be loved. Now, in this moment, where I had been away for months with only God to lean on, and he was holding me close once again, tears streamed down from my cheeks to have this man, the physical representation of God's love for me, holding me once again. Security, comfort, protection, peace. Even without his words, I knew it to be true, but he whispered still, "I love you, my beautiful girl." And I whispered back, "I love you too, Dad."